What if Anakin fell in love with Ahsoka instead of Padme? Now this would change a lot in the timeline. Anakin and Ahsoka would almost make more sense, with the age gap being much more believable. Would Anakin still turn to the dark side, or would Anakin and Ahsoka get married and have kids of their own that are welcomed into the Jedi Order? Well, let's think about this. Although portrayed as though Padme was the sole reason that Anakin fell to the dark side, that couldn't be any further from the truth. Anakin had a traumatic life, and gaining visions of Padme's death was only the catalyst that sparked his hate to boil over, causing him to kill everyone, including children. He had many other things go wrong in his life. For starters, he spent the first 9 years of his life as a slave on the desert planet Tatooine, before being stripped away from his mother to go join an order where he knew no one. But the one thing that many people forget about, which really became the turning point in Anakin's life, was when his mother died. Shmi dying in his arms not only fueled Anakin with rage and hate, but caused him to massacre the Tuskens who were responsible for her death. He didn't stop at just the men, but the women and the children too. From here, Anakin's mindset has changed, and the dark side became a part of his life. As Yoda said,
"If once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny, consume you at will."
This was that for Anakin. Now at this point, Anakin is yet to have ever met Ahsoka. It is not until the beginning of the Clone Wars that this happens. This means that Anakin and Padme would have grown feelings for each other, and like in episode 2, confessed their love, and they would have started dating. Where their relationship takes a hit is when Anakin and Ahsoka begin training together. Although not beginning a relationship right away, as at the start of the Clone Wars Ahsoka is way too young, they would grow incredibly close to one another. And that mixed with Anakin being away all the time would cause Anakin and Padme to break up. Anakin would go back to his Jedi business, knowing he still has Ahsoka who he grows closer to by the day. He longs to spend more time with her, and Padme would continue to serve as a senator with the war raging on. What this mainly changes is the result of Ahsoka being expelled from the Jedi Order. When she is framed for the bombing on the Jedi Temple, Anakin searches tirelessly to find evidence that she was innocent. Searching even harder, as this is the woman that he is beginning to fall in love with. He would eventually find and duel Barriss Offee, who confessed to the crime on the Jedi Temple. Bringing her to the trial, Ahsoka was dropped all charges and welcomed back into the Jedi Order. Okay, from here we can take it two ways. Either we follow a similar timeline to what truly happens in canon, and Ahsoka leaves the Jedi Order, except now with Anakin and Ahsoka being in love, Anakin would leave with her. Anakin and Ahsoka would begin their new lives together. They would travel back to Ahsoka's home world of Sheely, where Ahsoka would give birth to 2 kids. These kids would grow even more powerful than what Luke and Leia could ever reach. Having 2 parents strong in the Force would cause them to become some of the most powerful beings in the galaxy. Though they would stay entirely in the light, under the careful watch of their parents who trained them together. They would live happily ever after. Or we could take this story down a different path, a darker path, with a much more exciting ending. So say that Anakin was able to convince Ahsoka to come back to the Jedi Order for him. The rest of the war would go similar, but Anakin and Ahsoka would be sent to rescue the Chancellor instead of Obi-Wan. Count Dooku would follow Palpatine's orders and knock Ahsoka out, leaving only Anakin to seduce and allow his rage to come out. Anakin would cut off Dooku's hands and follow swiftly by decapitating the Sith from Palpatine's wishes. What mainly changes by having Ahsoka join Anakin as they rescue Chancellor Palpatine is that during all the scenes of Anakin's seduction on Coruscant, now Ahsoka will be present. And I think that Palpatine would obviously know of their relationship and feelings for one another, and employ a similar tactic to before, giving Anakin dreams. Anakin would sense the future and see that Ahsoka would die. likely just in the next few missions or some invasion on Coruscant, something like that. I think it's way too early for Ahsoka to be pregnant, as they would not have been together long. Anakin would seek help from Yoda, who just tells him to
train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose.
Palpatine would summon Anakin's presence and tell him of the Sith legends involving Darth Plagueis being able to save those from death. Anakin would fall into the same pit of hatred as he did in Revenge of the Sith. And when Palpatine reveals himself as the Sith Lord, his first thought was to turn him over to the Jedi Council. But as he waits in the Jedi chambers, he realizes that if Palpatine was arrested or even worse, killed, his chances of learning the power to save Ahsoka would be lost. He goes to the Chancellor's office, and we all know what happens next. With Anakin fully committing himself to the dark side for Ahsoka, he would journey to the Jedi Temple and begin the extinction of the Jedi. Ahsoka would feel an imbalance in the Force, and would sense what Anakin has done. She would rush to the Jedi Temple, where she finds her boyfriend wiping out the Jedi. She calls to him to stop, but he does not listen. He explains to her that he's doing everything to save her life. The two get in an argument which results in both of their lightsabers igniting against each other. Anakin, thinking someone else has gotten into her head, questions her loyalty to him and strikes, being the aggressor and using the dark side. Ahsoka only retreats and blocks the swings, but he was too powerful, and when he ultimately lost control, he disarmed her by kicking her lightsaber out of her hand, and with one swift motion, he swung his blade directly through her abdomen. Immediately realizing what he had done, he got on his knees to try and bring her back. As she lay in his arms, he mourns her death, when he feels something in his chest. He looks down to see a green lightsaber embedded in his chest. Another Jedi from the temple had killed Anakin Skywalker, or now Darth Vader. But Anakin did not show any emotion. He didn't want to feel anything anymore, and with that, he took his final breath. So that was what if Anakin fell in love with Ahsoka instead of Padme. Let me know in the comments below who you think killed Anakin. I thought I would leave that up to you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on what you would like for me to cover next. Thanks for watching, I really hope you enjoyed it. And as always, have a good day everyone.